Time to rock, jock.
It helps when I bring us in. It doesn't work. It doesn't work if I don't bring us in. What up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Blood Splatter Chatter, week 2. Spring with King, doing 5 weeks of Stephen King adaptation talk with the missing link, Big Stu. My name is Verno. We are live, man. We do it sometimes they come back, which was a big one for me when I was a kid. What up, my brothers? How we doing?
Yo, real quick. I know we are just backstage. Riding the Bullet is the name of the movie, but that would fit with the car theme.
Okay, Riding the Bullet. You guys get. I'll tape the back chat and put it in there. Make it all make sense at one point. But
that off before I lost it.
Before we get rolling, dude, because both of you, or I know Link, at least last week, you were kind of like, maybe I've seen it, maybe I haven't. Have either of you seen it now that we've watched it?
No.
First time watch.
Yeah. It's like part of me feels like this was a first time watch, but then part of me felt like I've seen bits and pieces of this before. I don't know. I felt like some weird connectivity to this movie, even though it definitely felt like a first time watch.
It was the main star, dude. Because I know
right
in the fucking 80s and 90s.
Old Timmy Matheson, yeah.
Well, just like any time it's a King Greaser gang, it kind of you feel like you've seen this before.
True.
Stand By Me, this one, but this one, okay, I didn't even realize until looking into it that 3 of the 5 movies that we're doing for the Spring with King thing were produced by Dino De Laurentiis. So he was an Italian movie producer. Like he started acting in like the 30s and 40s. He lived till he was 91 and died in like 2010. But he did Dead Zone. He did this, and he did, as soon as my notes come up, I'll tell you the other one that he did that we're doing. I don't know. Or maybe I won't.
Didn't he do Silver Bullet, right?
He did Silver Bullet. Yeah, he did Dead Zone. He did Silver Bullet. He did Maximum Overdrive. He did Firestarter, and he did 1985 Cat's Eye, which was an anthology film that originally this was going to be a part of. This was going to be one of the shorts in that. And we always talk about like what does a producer do? You know what I mean? Some of them are hands on, some of them are hands off. But he was the one that was like this. He saw the vision for this being its own feature-length film and pulled it out of Cat's Eye. And he had a 2-picture deal with Stephen King after that. So they ended up hanging on to it until it hit the miniseries, the made-for-TV miniseries. And then once that was such a big deal, he cashed in on it. He's like, oh, shit, I've got the perfect made-for-TV Stephen King movie. And that's when they pulled this out. And I used to, I didn't see it on TV. I'm almost positive. I don't think I saw it until at least a handful of years later. And me and my buddy Geiger, for whatever reason, we used to rent this like all the time. It was one of our go-tos for whatever reason. And I love it. And to me, it's like really nostalgic. It's pretty tame and everything. And you can really tell that it's a short story that's stretched out into a feature length for sure. But there's so many Stephen King movies that just have that really good premise and they make it work. But I still love it, man. I'm really curious, like, what you guys thought of it. I know it's got its issues for sure. What up, chat? What's going on? What up, Metal? How we doing, brother? But Link, what'd you think, man?
I enjoyed it overall. I went into it blind. I didn't find out until afterwards it was like made for TV movie and stuff. But for whatever reason, I thought like this was like a theatrical release. Mm-hmm. But after, knowing that it was a made for TV movie, I think they did a good job for what, like, if it had been a theatrical release, I would have been a little bit more let down because I was like,
for sure,
it's kind of weak sauce in certain aspects. But
that's why I said it in my IG post like a handful of days ago. I'm like, oh, let me say this before they watch it. I'm made for TV film. I don't know if you read that far, but anyway,
my memory shit. But no, I think, given that it was TV, there were a few scenes I was actually really impressed with, especially never having heard from this. It's just it's almost like I guess that's most King things in a lot of ways. Like it's a drama with horror as a a backdrop in a sense, but it's really about this man's turmoil for like some trauma he experienced as a kid, and about how it's about trauma, how it can be a hang up as you get older if you don't address this. That's essentially the story,
Right. Exactly.
But it's got these cool the Ghost Gang. They were cool as shit. I actually like there's like when they were chasing the mom and the son. There was a really cool scene that I was like, okay. When I thought back on, I was like, I respect that, especially being made for TV. So yeah, I think it's a solid tell. It's easy to get overlooked.
Right.
I think that people are willing to sit down with it. There's something special there. I enjoyed it overall.
Hell yeah, man. And I just love for whatever reason, like what I always think about when I think about this movie is just the scene the first time when the dude turns around in his classroom and it's his bully from back in the day or the murderer of his brother. For some reason, it's just like I think I really, especially when I was a kid, I loved the surrealness of it. There's something really weird. There's a lot of like looking back at it now, like really like kind of trippy, psychedelic, eerie, ghostly flashbacks, and it's got a weird tone for sure.
I love how everybody looked like they were like 35,
at least. The first thing my daughter, my 3.5-year-old says, why is a grown-up in school? I swear to God, she asked that. Why do grown-ups go to school? I'm like, well, that's kind of hard to explain, but it was a long time ago. But what you think, Stu?
Yeah, it was. I agree with you that it was kind of tame, but like regardless, I do think it was. It held the tension well. I could have used more of the practical effects. Like they were so gnarly when they pulled that out, but I know like why it was restrained and why we didn't get that much of it. But regardless, yeah, it was a wild ride, dude. I thought it was. There was times like when he discovered his old girl in the barn, and the police bust in like right at the same moment, discover him all sleepy. Like I'm just like, what is going on here? But there's other times where it was genuinely surprised me, and I thought it was innovative how they pulled off some of the scenes. So like you can definitely, like you said, it's definitely a short story stretched out, but I think they overall they did the job, and it's I don't know, it surprised me.
What
century? No, I'm just kidding.
I know you said you've been on I was wondering, you told me that you'd been on a Stephen King kick. Did you finish Storm of the Century?
I did. It's not as bad as I thought it was back then, but it's still, I'm like, bro, everything that this shit tried to do, The Mist, go watch The Mist. That's the distilled version of Storm of the Century without like, the kooky supernatural element. But I feel like the drama of like the townspeople shit is done better than Mist.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, Storm of the Century, if I remember it just being like really stretched out. Just like super duper stretched out, which you get a lot in some of the King adaptations. There's so many of them looking back on it that that I loved when I was a kid, or at least watched a lot, that are made for TV, either miniseries or made for TV movies. And a lot of them are some of the bad ones too, like the Langoliers. Like I was looking through lists like for theatrical. I didn't realize that it was just showing me theatrical releases. I'm like, where's the Tommyknockers? Where's the Langoliers? Even this one's not on there. But so many of them that he did.
Yeah.
Dude, have either of you guys seen The Shining that he did made for TV? I've never seen it. It's
no.
Gary Sinise, right? I think he was
oh shit. It's the guy from Wings. I can't think of his name. But he's a big horror fan.
Gary Sinise. I have heard of The Shining. I heard that it's funny that The Shining is the lead is the best adaptation when I think that's like King's least favorite adaptation of his works.
Yeah. You know what I wish, dude? I wish I had, and I realized I can't edit this poll. I wish I would have added other, obviously. I wish I would have had other, just people. So if your vote is other, let me know. You guys that are here, vote on there. What is the best? Not your favorite, but what do you think the best Stephen King horror adaptation is? And then also, like, I'm curious, like, where would there be another one that isn't a horror movie? You know what I mean? Like for you guys, is Shawshank his best movie, or is Green Mile maybe?
I like
That's
Green
one of
Mile
my
a little
favorites.
bit more than Shawshank, but they're
I'm a Shawshank guy. Yeah,
I love
yeah,
them
I get to
both, man.
respect the hell out of Shawshank.
it's just like growing up that movie and on TNT. You know what I'm saying? Like
Soulmate, bro, that used to be a staple on TBS and
the
TNT.
shit like half raised me. You know what I mean?
Are you saying Shawshank on TV?
Yes, dude.
Take up your whole
Shawshank
weekend.
on. Yes, absolutely. It's
I
like a
love
4-hour
that.
block. Yeah.
We were talking about it. I don't know if we were talking about it on air or who was having that conversation, but I loved that. Back in the day, just like you got nothing to do and you can spend 5 hours watching a movie on TNT, get up, get your snacks during the commercials and all that.
And it used to be like the best feeling. Like if you were catching a movie you hadn't seen or didn't see in theaters and you've been waiting on this movie, like, oh hell yeah, bro, I'm gonna sit my ass here for it'd be like 3 hours because commercials and shit for an hour and a half movie. But
thank you.
You're like,
thank you,
they're about
brother.
to have
Stephen
they're
Weber.
about to,
Steven
yeah,
Weber.
yeah,
That's
Steven
who plays
Weber.
Jack Torrance in the
Sneaky name.
I was about to call it the remake, but the other adaptation. But yeah, as we were saying, like he famously, King didn't like the adaptation of The Shining, Kubrick's, and it's called Stephen King's The Shining.
For what reason?
It's
though?
4.5 hours. His biggest thing, I think he's got a lot of issues with it,
Like
but his biggest thing is that, like, yeah, he changed the ending, but that Jack Torrance or Jack Nicklaus starts out the movie kind of crazy. Like when he's driving to the Overlook Hotel, he's got this crazy look in his eye, and that's not the arc that Stephen King that's in the book. Like he starts out a perfectly normal guy, and he's a victim of the hotel, and basically, I guess I saw some shit yesterday where
I feel
Kubrick
like
called
they still conveyed that though.
Because they made it almost seem like with the photo at the end, like the whole team.
Yeah, he still felt like a full-on victim of that hotel.
Like the hotel was fucking with him. I don't know how to articulate it, but like with the photo, they were always like it was a full circle thing. Like the hotel was always the end game with him. It had always been affected.
Right.
That's what I got from it.
What I liked about Jack in that role was like it felt like that door was already open, and the hotel just had to walk on through. You know what I mean? Like that's what he gave you just by being him. Like,
that's really the two different things. Basically, because I just saw some shit on it where they were talking about it yesterday. Someone was talking about it, and they were saying like Stanley Kubrick doesn't believe in the supernatural, or at least he doesn't like it. So he had Jack like it be more of a human thing, where Stephen King is all about the supernatural and wanted it to be an evil fucking hotel, which is very Stephen King of him.
Yeah.
But that's what I should have done. What's the best made for TV? I slapped this little poll together the last second. Hell, I guess I could make another one. Wouldn't be that tricky. But that's a good question too. Like, what's the best made for TV King adaptation? But anyway, what did you guys think? Like, what did you think of Tom Matheson? I heard you guys talking before. Like, I can't stick where I know the guy from for the life of me.
Neither can I, bro. He's
been like in 1,000 different things, right? I feel like he's one of those guys.
He's in like Black Sheep or Tommy Boy, one of them, and I'm like, oh, I could.
Oh, is he the boyfriend of the cheated the mom? That I think he is the remember Chris Farley's. I think it's in Tommy Boy. His dad dies, and the lady he marries ends up being a complete.
Oh, but no, it's not because who is that? That's the super sexy guy, the asshole brother. Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers hugs.
Okay, yes, yeah.
I'm showing how terrible I am with names because the dude's famous as fuck.
Was he in the Brady Bunch movies?
He was in The Outsiders. He got his start in The Outsiders. He's famous as fuck. Handsome guy. Nutter butter. Give me it down here, brother. He came up with Steven Weber. Who's the sexy guy we're talking about? Who's Tommy Boy's brother? But anyway, I don't know where the fuck we got going with that. Do you guys know Brooke Adams, the female in this? Like, I love her. She's in the Dead Zone too, so we'll be seeing her. In a couple weeks.
I feel like she looks like mad different in the roles that she plays though.
For sure.
Sometimes, yeah.
She's in the 1976 Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah,
which is what I really know her from. She's adorable in that, like in the 70s. But I love her. I've always been a big fan of her. But I think that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what do you guys think of Tom McLaughlin in this? Like, he's a little bit melodramatic, but I kind of think he's great. I think he's like really solid in it. Tom Matheson.
No, it works. I don't really fucking with me now that we can't pinpoint or peg what he's known for. But I feel like he's playing like a nicer guy. Like I feel like I was kind of shocked.
Animal House.
Oh yes.
He's
hell yeah.
Animal House.
That's his.
Known for Otter in Animal House.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was in The
Otter.
West Wing. Maybe you've seen
Bro's
him
been.
there.
That's what I'm saying. He's been in like 1,000 different things, man.
Yeah, but he was fine. I feel I was shocked to see him in a horror role, to be honest. When I was like, oh shit, this dude's been in a Stephen King project. That's crazy because he's usually like such a support character in everything he does. It was cool to see him in like as a star in this. But I think he did a good job. He reminded me of the movie not Into the Darkness, but
The Dark Half.
yes, yeah,
I know, bro. I
There's
always
a
like
similarity there.
right. The lead actor in The Dark Half and him have a very similar mullety, dark hair, mullet kind of a look. Yeah, I mix them up together all the time too, dude. I was actually gonna watch this because I've been on a big Stephen King kick since we started doing this. I was gonna watch The Dark Half, but the 2-hour runtime kind of kept me away from it. Robbie covered it not long ago. Were you on that?
Yeah, it was like a month, like a few weeks ago. But
he
he was like a nicer version of that dude. You know, he is the guy from The Dark Half. He seemed edgy. I guess it was needed for the role, but this guy, he seemed like he was a nice guy that was just dealing with a lot of weights on his shoulders, as opposed to having
don't have another violent blow up, man. You know what happened before, right? It's like that the whole movie.
I like the movie. The movie leaves a lot of things ambiguous, like the whole like what happened in Chicago. I kind of like that they don't answer that. They also don't answer how the fuck are these people coming back from the dead. They don't touch it at all, and I dig that too. And sometimes they come back again. The sequel, which is probably like equally as popular. Like it's a different thing, but it's the same fucking thing. But it's also like it's a little bit gnarlier, and they go into how they're coming back. These like satanic rituals and shit.
Who's in that one?
Actually, it's got a weird ass cast. It's got the dad from Family Ties. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
The dad from Family Ties. It's got Hilary Swank in it.
Yes.
And someone else weird. Oh, and then the fat redhead kid from The Sandlot. Shit. It's a weird cast, man.
Wow.
It's got some gnarly moments, but it's like it's worse, but it's better in some ways. It's a weird one. I want to do it. I think we almost maybe should have done the two of them together. It would have been a good double feature. Give us a little bit more to talk about, probably.
Yeah.
But Stu, what did you think of the main cast and the character, Jim's character?
I thought Tim did a fairly good job. You know, I felt like he had to. It was kind of like a lot of rinse and repeat, right? He had to, act crazy and also it was a lot with the nightmares and stuff early on. But like, I feel like as it got going on in the second half, it evened out a little bit. It wasn't as repetitive, but I think like a lot of the things, it was like the same thing every time you walk by. The principal walks by his classroom, he's freaking out on a student, right?
Right.
Like. And it was cool. Like I feel like the best way they found to give that story legs was like you got to take a life for one of these dudes to come back. That gave them a little bit of room to work with, I think, in terms of like all these kids getting different kills. Like by the way, modern remake would really help right there.
I think
like
for sure, dude. Dude,
in that portion of the movie, like getting kind of crazier with it. But regardless, it was cool to see. I thought like the supporting cast for the most part was really solid. The greasers were great. I thought the kid who played the jock was like surprised. Like when he came to old boy's house and was like begging for help, that scene kind of caught me off guard. I thought that was
the
like kind of
the
chipster. You know what?
I
had to rewind that. At first, I thought they called me the shitter. And I was like, yeah, because he kind of like, I was like, yo,
shitter. How about, dude? I always love that, like in old movies, especially in a Stephen King movie. There's like the one bully, but everyone's like all about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's the
coolest chipster. It's like that's not really how it works. Nobody thinks that guy's that cool. Everybody kind of thinks the douchebag guy is a douchebag, but he's up there. Like he comes off so. As far as like being one of the better douchebags in Stephen King adaptations, he comes off so corny at first though. Hey, you know what I mean? This ain't a real class. How about you pass us? I don't know, like so over the top and corny.
He came off like a 35-year-old man trying to play a teenager.
And I want to shout out old boy at the end. He was in Deadwood, man.
I recognize him.
What's his
Bueller or
name?
Mueller?
Yeah, Mueller. He was in
Oh,
Dead.
the one
He
that
was in
escaped.
Deadwood. Yeah, so that was kind of like cool seeing him. Yeah, the friend that escaped that eventually like came back.
What? So what was their? I don't. I might have missed it. Was their grievance for him wanting to come back and fuck with him?
Nothing. He inserted himself. Well,
Are you saying the main
originally-
character or Bueller?
Yeah. Main character.
I mean, turned out it was an accidental murder, right? It's pretty much what it was. I had to rewind, even though I've seen the movie a bunch of times. I'm like, I kept on missing it. I got a newborn, a dog that's not doing so fucking well, pissing all over my house. A lot of distracting stuff going on in my house right now. But I had to rewind it and check, like, did they mean to kill this kid, his brother, or didn't they?
Right.
And it is an accident. It's that Mueller guy that kind of like pushes him into the knife. They kill his older brother. Then they all look at each other and they're like, "Oh shit!" And then they're like, "We gotta kill this kid." He takes the fucking keys, and so he kind of causes their death too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
and then like tries to save his brother, but he can't get him up, off the tracks in time.
Let me just tell you, in the second one, and I don't know, I don't think it has anything to do with the short story. I think they just kind of do their own thing. But you see like these satanic rituals that they're doing. These greasers are sacrificing this chick, and they have some kind of deal with the devil and shit. And that's how they come back. In this one, it's not like they're doing anything satanic at the time. Like it's almost like an accident, kind of a prank or something gone too far, and then they get killed. And then there's some unseen deal that goes down that allows them to come back. Because at one point they're like, "You're messing everything up." When they kill Bueller, they're like, "You're messing everything up. This isn't going to plan." Like they have some kind of plan that's worked out, but we're not privy to any of that information.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad,
Yeah.
but
it would have been cool to see like more of that.
Why they were like certain. I mean, I get their ghost, but I guess this is just the shit on that.
We needed more demon time. I wanted more demon time in this one.
Like they were randomly popping up, like when they chased the kid. By the way, terrible scene. Just because I'm so glad we got past that, other than that, those '90s car chase scenes where someone's just or the car's going slow behind them. It's like, why don't you just jump on the fucking curb or something, man? They can't reach you there. But yeah, it's like when they were
that shit was. And how did it not land on him? Like it was.
My wife made a good point, and this is like an inconsistency. Because remember, like nobody can see the car that's chasing them.
Yeah,
everybody can see the students in the school.
See them at school. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah,
that car was fire though, with the flames coming out all the time. It was like on some Ghost Rider shit.
Well, dude, especially my favorite fucking scene in the movie is the one bit where it really does get gnarly. It's time to rock, Jock. They're all like demonic and like zombies for a second. It's like hell yeah, and then they're cutting up the body. Well, you don't see it. But they're throwing out the body pieces from the window.
Yeah.
And it's like, hell yeah, give me a lot more of that. And that is more what the second one is like. I really just wish
sinister hints.
They went for it more. Because basically what happened is it came out, it was the 1991 TV movie, and then it was hot as a VHS rental. And that's why they got two sequels off it based on the VHS rentals. I couldn't figure out like how well it was like not received at the time, but like how much it was watched. And shit in 91.
Like the sequels too?
No, they were straight to video release.
Okay.
So it was like a VHS store. It was like a rental darling in a way. Like I don't know.
What year was this? Like what is like the nearest Big King hit to this? In proximity.
It 1990 TV movie. And then this is 1991 TV miniseries.
So everybody's trying to do the.
I would assume it was watched. It was like highly watched
for sure.
It was so
absolutely big. Yeah. I would assume the same.
But yeah, I really like the blonde greaser too. Like the lead guy is the best friend in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. He's the main character's best friend. But the blonde guy, I love. Like he's just got like cool.
Yes.
Transferred in from Milford. The one the brother is in the tunnel. He's like, "Give us some money." Like, we need our money. And he's like, "We need our money." Like he mimics him in this really high pitched voice. There's something really funny about that. I love the Milford thing.
Malfoy.
Even in the final scene when they're trapped and they know he can't get away, he's like, "Hey kid," and he's laughing at him like he's still got this sense of reckless abandon. Yeah, dude definitely is like the best. I think of the ghouls.
The third guy, he doesn't do much, but he's got this. He kind of looks like Elvis in a way, a little bit. When they all do, but he looks
does.
especially like him. But he's got this like high pitched laugh. Like they're just like they're fucking weird. Like at the ending when the mom and the son, they're hiding out in the church, I think it is, and the one lead guy, I don't know if you noticed it, he like runs up against the side of the church and does a backflip and shit, and then is outside like hooting and hollering. You get that a lot in Stephen King and 80s things in
was
general.
Great. Yeah,
everyone hoots and hollers. Link, this is the same, or Stu, listen up too, audience, everybody. But this is the director of Jason Lives, which is the last Friday the 13th movie that we did.
Okay.
And there's a lot of hooting and hollering in that one too.
There is.
Yeah,
like
man,
when in doubt, just laugh, bro.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that was the direction they gave them. All the time.
He's pretty much like Tom McLaughlin, the director. He's like if you don't like the Friday the 13th movies after part 5, he's the reason why. Like he's the one that like stopped taking it semi-seriously and really changed the tone of the series. Or if you like those, he's the reason why. This Dino De Laurentiis guy. Another thing I didn't mention about him, the producer. He did Hannibal, Red Dragon, and Hannibal Rising as well. He was the producer of those.
Okay.
As well as Flash Gordon from 1980. And he did King Kong 1976, which is why they're watching it.
Oh, hell yeah. That's
on TV in this one. Which we just talked about that because Carlo Rambaldi, the guy that did the effects for Silver Bullet, he won an Academy Award for King Kong 1976 to come full circle.
Who did the effects for this one?
I don't know. That's a good question.
They were great.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't present that much. But
it's such a shame they didn't, we didn't see a lot more of that. Like I would like to see a remake. How about the title? Like I just love the title. It reminds me of like some Italian.
Especially like when you finally get the payoff when he's talking with the old man who got shot in the head. And yeah, it was cool.
Oh yeah, how about the cop that they go see?
Yeah,
I've been waiting for you. Like, something really funny about that.
The old folks home and he says slow down. Like he said it like it's a car speeding or something like that.
There's something really, really cheesy about it. That's what I'm saying. Like that was a good point. Like you need to know that it's made for TV. Because then you know that vibe and that tone. Even the ending, which I don't want to get too deep into if Big Stu's dealing with family matters, which he probably is. But like you kind of forgive the corniness of it a little bit more when you know it's made for TV. It's like, oh, there's kids watching this shit. Like a lot of kids watching it.
Like I said earlier, man, like I went into this thinking his theatrical release was not a little bummed out with certain shit, but I was like, maybe this is one of the lesser known projects that they didn't want to fund too much. But then when I found out it was made for TV, I was like, okay, I think they actually did quite well for it. Because, especially back then, nowadays they blur the line in terms of like, TV budgets, movies, some television shows will get way bigger budget than a movie,
Right.
Back then, if you were on TV, you were only working with a set amount of money,
They shot it in 30 days. I couldn't find the budget for it, but 30 days is ridiculously short.
I don't know. That's something that's fascinated me lately is like the turnaround for movies, just because it's like nowadays something will be announced 2-3 years before it comes out. So by the time it comes out, it's, piecing shit together, hearing shit through the internet. Back then it's like, I was watching Casino Royale recently, and this is random, but they shot that and released it in the same year. I'm like, why can't we get back to stuff like that, where the turnaround time is a little bit quicker,
For sure. Unless you're the Scream franchise, they seem to pump it out.
Jesus Christ.
We don't got to get into that, but Scream 8, that's what I heard, is they plan to be filming by the end of the year. It's like, wait, the fucking pump the brakes. Pump the brakes a little bit. Beep, back the truck up. As my buddy Brandon Geiger used to fucking say. He used to also walk up behind you, slide his fingers through the back of your ass crack, and then reach around and rub it through your nose. Son of a bitch. Wow. Yeah, he'd get you all the time, man. You dirty bastard.
You guys ever back in the day see this music video by Nelly called Tip Drill?
Yeah,
No.
I remember that joint.
I'll never forget.
Uh,
I was just it was an amazing scene to me, but like they're in a
I
strip
came
club
I came back on at the
and he
right time.
swipes his credit card down the crack of a chick's ass and she starts like shaking it. And I was just amazed by that as a kid.
That's funny.
Good times.
I was trying to come up. I was trying to come up
No,
with.
that was a moment. It was a moment. That's for sure.
I missed it. Oh, Lake, I was wondering when you were talking earlier about there was a good scene at the end with the mom and the kid. Are you talking like when she's in the kitchen or no?
Yes.
For whatever reason, dude, like I watched it a couple times this week. Fuck, I watched it like 3 times this week because I threw it on.
Did you really?
In the background? Yeah. I mean, I
dude.
see this thing like 100 times. Kind of like a background thing, especially today. But there's something about like that scene. She's making the tea and she's looking at like I really respect the editing and like the pacing of that scene. It was pretty scary. I mean, for what it was, they did a real good job building the suspense in that moment. It's different than everything else in the movie. Like, it was like a slasher scene.
Yeah. Even when he like busts through the fucking the window and he like unlatches the shit, she goes for the knife, but she can't seem to get a grab on it, and so she's like the panic. You know, they really, like you said, they built the tension well for that scene. So when
I love that shit. This is like just like editing and eeriness, and it's just going on for too long. There's just like there's an art to that to waiting for the right amount of time and not cutting or whatever.
I thought like it was masterful when what's his name? The jock's name again? Carl?
The Chipster.
Which is why in the house and he's running away like DJ Pooh and Friday, right? Like and he's like, you can't keep running away all your life, and he stops and like he turns around. And it's like, all right, they're gonna fucking wipe him out. Here comes the car all of a sudden, and it's like it comes from behind him and like gently catches him. Like, and he's like riding it for the next like 3 minutes. Like this shit was hilarious. I love the way they kind of like subverted my expectations on that one.
I love after that when they stop on the bridge. The part about it that I didn't mention is like, why don't you do the face? The face. We must be really bored. Like, there's just something really cool about that. But all right, I'll do it. I'll do the face.
Without a doubt, the best scene in the movie, dude.
You know what they reminded me of a little bit? The Jimmies. Since it's recently released on Netflix, but you know, that whole camaraderie, trying to impress each other with their only inside jokes, you know, only they get and shit. But not as sadistic as the Jimmys.
That's a good point. I do like that when you can tell like people have a history together, like their little inside jokes and shit for sure. Oh, another thing that I love about it is there's like tiger roars. I'm gonna guess that it's like a tiger, some kind of big cat. Did you guys notice that? Like anytime the greasers are doing anything, it's roar. It's like super intense, like roaring that represents them. Even the car, like it's like a legit animal.
Oh, I didn't know that. They're always woo-wooing and shit like that, but
yeah,
they loved a good woo. They loved a good like, they loved a
They were excitable, bro. Very excitable.
They were.
So okay, before we get into the end of this thing, or shit, this will lead us right into it. Just a few differences. Oh, please go on. Yeah.
A quick question. Okay, so remember the greasers are infiltrating his classroom, and there's a scene where he's like, that Matheson is getting like fed up, and he like puts the dude against the wall, and he's like, hey, "What are you doing?" And the principal sees the shit.
Yeah.
How are they? I was still thrown off by that. Like, what is everybody else seeing? If he sees a greaser, what is everybody else seeing? Is that just a new student or?
It's a good question. They never address it. It's not a question they talked about on set. That's for sure. Or in the writer's room. I don't know. I just assume they see him just as they are, right? But somehow the car is invisible. So I don't know.
Shit, an invisible woman had an invisible fucking jet that you could, you know, so.
Yeah. Okay, so the short story, which I want to read, it's not at my local library. It comes from, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but I think, it was 1974 is when he wrote this story for a magazine. It was back when that was a thing. But then it's collected. I think they did it in like 78. They did Night Shift, which has Children of the Corn, and it has this, and it has a handful of other ones in it. It's like 30 pages, but I guess it's a lot darker and like creepier and not as uplifting of an ending. But Sally dies, which would have been cool. I'd like to see that in the remake, like go darker. I really want to see a remake now that Stu, I think you said it for sure. They're doing everything, King. Like this one, take another swing at this one.
Yeah,
But
this one's
Sally
got some meat
dies
on the bone, dude.
for sure. You could even change it too. They don't have to be greasers. They could be '90s bullies. They could be, you know what I mean. You can switch the eras for sure. '80s bullies.
I was like, I kept wondering that with the greasers. I'm like, this is fucking supposed to be in the 80s, right?
Well, that's the other thing.
80s, like 90s, like
the 80s.
The short story changed it. It was supposed to take place in the 70s.
Okay,
I guess. So it would have the math would have mathed a little bit better, right? Yeah.
We still would have been seeing like greasers in like the 70s. Fucking,
right.
that would have been interesting.
He would have found a way. He would have found a way.
I think you would lose something. I think the fans of it will be upset if it wasn't greasers. But go ahead, make it set in the 90s. You know what I mean? I think I love the greasers. It's very
bring in the greasers no matter what era it is.
Yeah, I mean, you could be ballsy and have the main dude be older. You know, have him be around in the 60s. I mean, I don't know who they could find, but
these days I feel like actors are you know what I mean? The
age shit is becoming less of an issue.
You could be a leading action star in your 60s. It feels like, you know what I mean?
No, you could get a FF crossover, like. Never know.
Fantastic Four, Final Fantasy. What are we talking about?
Fast and Furious, bro.
Oh fuck!
No,
nothing like family,
bro. And they've done it about if they can go to fucking space in a car with a no training, they can do anything. We can hop universes.
Talking about 60-year-old action stars,
right?
In the short story, the way it ends is Jim does a satanic ritual. He like puts a pentagram on the ground. He cuts off one of his fucking fingers. And instead of his brother coming back, he summons a demon that takes the form of his brother. So it's like this much darker thing. And I guess it ends in a much more ambiguous way. And it's just like way creepier with none of the uplifting shit that we get in this one.
I almost thought for a second the brother scene was gonna be like, because when he's like saying "come with me" and shit, you know, I thought that was gonna be like a reveal that it was like an entity or something like that, or maybe it wasn't his brother. So it's interesting to hear you say that was like the original.
I wonder if he does. I wonder if he tries to talk him into coming back, or something like that happens. Where like, the form of his brother tries to bring him back to hell with him or something in the book.
Yeah, that would have been gnarly if like that portal opened up and like a demon came out, but then like transformed into his brother.
Should have had fucking damn it, I can't remember it. Who I thought passed away, the OG it.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry should have had his ass pop out the portal as the devil from fucking Legend and shit. You know, that was
all right. I don't know. You guys got I mean, it's one of those things like Link. You touched on the themes right where there's something about a movie where it's like there's no not noticing the theme. Like the movie is like sometimes they come back is the theme of the movie. Like sometimes your trauma comes back. I don't really have anything more to add to that than the people that made the title. Slasher Fred might have something. Slasher Fred, what up, brother? Says this movie has a different take on the sins of the father story because in movies like A Nightmare on Elm Street and The Fog, you have the villain staking their descendants. Stalking their descendants. It is. Yeah. It's like no. It's weird that like Jim is somewhat at fault for the greaser's death.
I mean, I
know. I'm just saying there's something there. Like he was playing judge, jury, and executioner to a degree in that moment as a boy after his brother was just.
I mean, at the end of the day, they caused his brother's death. Whether it was an accident because one of the greasers, because they were some antagonizing bullies, they put them in a situation that caused his brother's death. So it's like it's manslaughter. They stabbed him and left him to bleed out. With the train come, they're going to leave him there on the tracks to get run over. So isn't the brother really that wrong for snatching their keys?
For sure. You know? Just because the fact that like they added that's part of the story, it means there's some kind of like maybe he's had some guilt about that his entire life. Yeah. Like they were about to kill him though. So
did they leave because he wanted to go somewhere and his big brother was taking him or like following him or something?
That's a good question because that's what they do at It. Like, come on, Bill. or he's trying to.
It
Bill
wouldn't go with him.
doesn't go with him.
Yeah.
Which is really similar. There's a lot of similarities with this. Stephen King loves to kill a kid. A lot of times it will be off screen. Like even in Stand By Me, my brother died before the movie started. And well, I guess it's not he does die on screen, but he loves to kill a kid. Kids are not safe in a Stephen King movie.
No, yeah.
Or book.
Sure.
Which I appreciate. But no, I don't know.
But no,
fuck.
They what Slasher Fred say about but it is the whole generational trauma thing. Like, you know, when people don't address their hangups, their demons, like that can bleed into your children or your descendants or your relationship with them and stuff like that. So like, or even our main character, like clearly that, I guess that was something that he was trying to hide because of the explosion he had in Chicago or whatever. That was something he was trying to battle, like a darker side, or you know, keep at bay. Something he needed to address, get off his shoulders. So,
Link? I know you said you didn't know it was made for TV. Stu, did you know it was made for TV when you went into it? And what did you think of the ending, the uplifting ending? Like, how did you feel about it? I'm not gonna lie. One time when I watched it this week, I believe the second time, it kind of got me. I know it's corny as fuck, but it kind of got me a little bit.
It did. It's corny as fuck. I gotta say, it is like literally walking out of the tunnel together. Like it was kind of crazy. Yeah, dude. And it's like, go back and meet mom and dad in heaven. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, what have you been doing this whole time, motherfucker? You're talking about you're alone. Go see mom and dad. Shit.
When the wife chimes in, for some reason I like that. Or she's like, Wayne,
Jim
really loves you, but we need him. I know it's corny, but like it works for me. And you can see, like we were saying, that made for TV thing. You know, there's a ton of kids watching this. People are watching this with their families. I watched it when it came out on TV in 1990, and I was 7 fucking years old. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. You know what I mean? And this is a lot tamer than that.
Yeah,
but it didn't work for you.
It definitely. No, it didn't. It was all right, man. It was all right.
It was a made-for-TV movie. You know,
I love that for you.
I haven't seen it, brother. Yours, mine, and ours.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen it.
Tim's a legend, man. Tim's been. Yeah.
I guess the kid was in Leprechaun. I assume it was the.
Yeah,
first
they all
Leprechaun?
like. There's like so many people in this that have like horror ties one way or the other, right? Yeah.
Was he in the first Leprechaun?
I think so.
Okay, I think I know because I remember. Okay, it's got the same bang cut and everything. That was a popular do.
Yeah, Brooke Adams, man. She was also in The Stuff. The Stuff.
Yes,
I barely remember in that. I don't think she was like a big role in The Stuff. I think it was.
Yeah, neither do I. But
have you guys seen Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Like, because she can do this. She can do this thing where she shakes her eyes. You guys know what I'm talking about? I almost clipped it out just to show you guys. But she can like make her eyes like vibrate. And like it looks insane.
Like really started.
No. I want to look it up.
Fun fact.
She can make her eyes twerk.
She can make her eyes twerk, exactly. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Up and down.
Yeah, share that screen.
Share that screen. Y'all want to know my Pornhub password?
No.
Yeah. You're right, you don't. Whoa. Okay, hold on. We can do it. We can share screens. Nothing bad will happen. I promise. Let me do it. Where's my share screen button? Share screen. Boom. You ready? Is it on there?
Show me them freaky ass eyes. Oh, hell no.
Right?
Like how she just fucking smiled like she was showing a trick off too. Like,
yeah, that's great.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's a weird ass thing. Like, how do you learn that you can do that? And what the fuck were you actually doing? what was that?
But you have to do that in every role now. I'm sorry.
Like, E from 9 Panel Grid and Incan Insights, the homeboy says Stephen Book wrote books. I think you meant King. Stephen King wrote books. Everyone read way too young. We all watched the adaptations way too young. Dude, my mom gave me it when I was like 9, I think. Like, you should read this. And there's some gnarly shit in the book that is not in the movies. A lot of it. Like, whoa, what the fuck was that?
I haven't read it, but I heard there's
Holy
like
shit!
gangbang or some shit.
You guys
It's
couldn't hear that.
amazing. Like,
My YouTube was still going, and it just went to the MGM lion roar. Like it kept
oh,
going. I
shit.
just heard roar while we were scared the living shit out of me.
This
Sorry.
dude's
You
got
thought it was the
fucking
ghouls, bro. The ghouls are
Fucking
going.
goddamn.
Time to write, Jack.
In the story, Jim is not a father, and there is no Scott. Who's Scott? No, I know he's not. He's not married. Who's Scott? Oh, the kid. Scott must be the kid's name. Yeah, just to streamline it. So I really want to read the story. I want to read Children of the Corn too, which, by the way, I know that was part of that's the one that we swapped out for this. I'm happy with that. I watched that this week too. Don't get me wrong, I want to talk about it. We should do it eventually for sure. But to me, this is the better movie, honestly. Like in a lot of ways.
I got 3 kids. I know what that's like anyway. So.
All right, let's go ahead and do it, man. Obviously, anything else you guys want to throw it in. You guys down in the chat, vote on this thing. What do you think the greatest, not your favorite? What is the greatest Stephen King adaptation if you have it so far? I should have put other. I forgot to put other. But if yours is an other, let me know. Let me know what you think it is. Stu, we were trying to figure it out, Link, before you got in the back chat, and there's like a drop off after this. The next week, especially if you're not caught in like Shawshank and Green Mile, like Dead Zone is up there as far as like being highly rated. Not a total out and out horror movie either.
Adaptations, yes.
Gerald's Game, but I don't think anyone will put that on the top.
No one's,
you know what I mean?
Over
the classic.
Yeah.
Although
I think Shining is a case of like Mike Mignola and Del Toro feuding over Hellboy, right? Like at some point it becomes like more of a Kubrick movie than like a King book. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah. It is a Kubrick, right? You're exactly. Most people know the movie.
Yeah, I think that's part of his problem with it.
Flanagan was talking when he went to make Dr. Sleep. All of his visual references are Stanley Kubrick, and you can't avoid that. I remember, I always find it really interesting. Like, I read the Harry Potter books before seeing the movies. Like, I read a book, watched the movie, read the book, watched the movie, like, throughout the whole thing after they had all been released and shit. And when you read the first book, I mean, I might have read a few books before it, but going back and then watching the movies, just like, oh, you can't now. That's the Hogwarts. You can't get around it. That's what all the people look like. That's what Snape looks like. That's what he sounds like and everything. It's interesting to me. Like, you can't escape once you've seen a movie.
This guy hates The Shining. He hates The Shining. I don't know what the fuck his problem is.
So I always figured you were a fan because I know you're a big fan of Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, okay, so when you say best adaptation, we're talking about...
You're right. It's unclear. What I'm saying is like greatest film, which would be just
the best film.
Cinematography, acting, writing, you know what I mean? All the things we're judging.
For me,
greatest.
Probably be between Shining and It Chapter 1.
Yeah.
I voted.
Those are great choices.
Carrie is... I just love the performances in Carrie top to bottom, and it's just like a unique movie. Mm-hmm. And I always love the way it's like she's the hero and the villain. Like, you know what I mean? There's just something fucking cool about that, Christine.
Yeah.
My brother, I just got this in the mail. I'm reading it for the first time. I'm almost tempted to watch the movie before
I've never seen it before. I can't wait to watch.
No, you never. Oh shit!
Never seen Christine, bro. Never seen it.
I hadn't seen it until we did it on DHS. I was
that was my first time.
He's saying The Shining is fantastic, but the book and the movie aren't the same. Both are great, though. Dude, I read the book. I was just talking about this at Easter. Like, my cousin, she's like, oh, it's my favorite book. And I just read it recently. Again, I'd read it when I was young, but I didn't like it as much as the movie. Like, I kind of prefer the movie over it. It's weird. It is weird because they're really similar, but they're also really different.
I really like Dr. Sleep, too, bro. I think that's an underappreciated.
It's badass.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I like the movie better than the book
of Dr. Sleep.
That one, yeah. Personally, I thought it was. I don't know. I love the take. I love that Stephen King did something so different for it.
Yeah,
like he adds like a group of gypsy vampires, soul suckers. It's like what?
Yeah.
I think I said when we reviewed it on Robbie's channel. It's like if somebody else that wasn't Stephen King was like, all right, here's what I want to do with the the sequel to The Shining, zombie gypsies or vampire gypsies, they would be like, "Fuck you,
He
get
might have
out
been
of."
on like a coke binge, for a small coke binge when he came up with that sequel idea.
Probably. Dude, I think it's great. I really like Secret Window too. Man.
Yeah, I love that
I
one.
rewatched that one. I've not seen it in a minute.
It's
minute.
like
It's sneaky
tame.
good.
It's PG-13, and
It
it's like
is.
it's pretty tame. It's not super eventful, but I think it's like really solid. It's got a really good payoff, and just like a good. It's another one of those. It's just like fun to watch. It's like it's a nice
Agreed.
movie to sit down on a Sunday, smoke a blunt, and watch Secret Window.
Yeah,
with
good
the fam-
tension.
with the family. E saying that True Knot is an effing problem. Oh, that's the name of the gypsy vampires, right? The True Knot. Yeah, fuck yeah. All right, let's rate this bitch and get up out of here. The missing link out of 5. You guys in the chat, let us know. Sometimes they come back. What do you give it a link? First time watch? One time watch? Was it a one time watch?
Yeah, just the one time watch. I'm gonna give it a solid 3.5. This, like I said, going into it, I was a little thrown off because I didn't know it was made for TV. But then when I found out it was made for TV, I was impressed by the things I was thrown off about. So I'm still a little jarred by it. I think there's it's solid for what it is, but there's way more memorable King adaptations out there. So solid 3.5. Back in the day, man, making a TV movie was, I think people have kind of forgotten or the lines have gotten really blurred, but that was, almost like getting Kmart clothes or something.
Right.
Beyond name brand, it was like,
but there could be some bangers.
No,
there
yeah,
was
yeah.
Something about them that was different and a little cheaper, but sometimes the stories were like top notch. I'm not saying this is one of the top notch stories, but you know what I mean? There's ones that are way better than this, for sure.
This was solid.
A good example of that, even though it goes astray. But no, for sure. 3.5, and then a 3 for Nutter Butterville. I'll never get what you need to. What's it called when you
Tuberville?
Tuberville.
Tuberville.
Made for TV apologist. Hell yeah. Where do you stand on this, Stu?
I'm right there, like, man. I don't want to give it a 3 because I think that's a little bit too low, because I think that this thing had some really good seeds and ideas and elements, and it was a watch that, like, however tame it was, still had me engaged the whole way through. And
for sure,
for a TV movie from the 90s, I can really appreciate that. So yeah, the Godfather of horror, just with like a little throwaway short story that was trying to follow up in its success, but did some things well. And I think if we could have seen this on the movie scale, more practical effects, gnarlier kills, rated R, I think it could have been something special.
And
make it a slasher.
This is coming out. This is coming out a year after it, so it's got a lot of qualities of it, but it's just a lesser version of
for
OG,
sure.
But it's still
for sure. They're using that. They're like, let's use the heart. We need the kid. Can we get some more kids? Can we make these fucking teenagers look older somehow? Is that for some reason people seem to like that?
I mean, to be honest, thinking on it, because we got a lot of Tim Curry in the OG, which I think makes it iconic and stand out. Have we gotten more of the Greaser Gang, maybe in zombie form? I think that would have made this movie stand out.
Totally, bro. That's what I think. I really do think. I mean, what do we get? There's 3 kills because there's 3 greasers that come back. There's 3 students that die. Give us maybe one more or whatever. Kill somebody else. But yeah, the only one that is good is the on the bridge where they cut the dude out.
Mm-hmm.
The chick hung on the bridge. We really don't see anything. It's just
no, and it's kind of like rapey beforehand too. Like you don't know what's going on in the top of her ass. Like that's fucking weird. I don't know.
It is weird. There's some weird fucking rapey greasers. So I don't know. I don't fucking know. He's saying, wait, the sequel is way better. I'm reversing my score. The first gets a 3. The sequel gets a 3.5. We should do it. Legit, dude. If this channel's still going in a year, I could see doing Spring with King every spring. Like that. I mean,
Yeah,
This
he
would
definitely
be.
got enough firepower.
I want to do them all. Like now, I'm all hyped up to do them. I got to pump the fucking brakes.
When you
But
said the
Tommy
fucking
knockers,
redhead
bro.
kid
Tommy
from
knockers.
Sandlot, you won me over, bro. Like I just remember
Yeah.
seeing him in some episode, and I don't not too familiar with the X-Files. I've seen a few more like sporadic seasons, episodes throughout the seasons of the years. But I remember this episode where he plays like a fucking vampire pizza boy. If you guys know what I'm talking about. Where Mulder's
That's
at the
him?
motel and shit. Yeah,
That's him.
yeah.
Okay, I remember the pizza boy coming to the motel.
Mhm.
Interesting shit. It's been a long
It's
time.
a
since I've
vampire.
seen that.
This is X-Files episode.
Yeah. Mulder was like fucking. It was an interesting episode.
By the way,
I gotta check that. I still follow Homeboy on Instagram.
dude.
Redhead
He's like, he's
yeah.
like making really funny short. He made
My man,
Yeah.
my man said when you're not.
He's living with his legacy the right way. You know what I mean?
McDonald's fries out.
Yes,
bro.
dude.
Like,
I thought
cigarette,
that was
bro.
so funny. So funny, man. Like that would have went viral if it wasn't him. Just the way like we did sucked in the fry. I was like, oh my god, so fucking hilarious.
I'm buying that fucker
I
beer if I ever see him in real life. Yep.
He has one of the biggest lines in the history of cinema. You know what I mean? There's Luke, I'm your father. No, I'm your father. But you're killing me, Smalls. Is like one of the most quoted lines that like people say on a day. I say it all the time. You know what I mean? You fucking kill it. You are murdering me, Smalls. You are murdering me. All right, I'm gonna give this thing. You know what? Fuck it, dude. It doesn't deserve it, but I'm gonna give it a 4. I gave Silver Bullet a 3.75. It's just nostalgic. I think it was like when I was discovering Stephen King books, and we were just eating up anything that was Stephen King and renting anything that was Stephen King. So it's very nostalgic one.
It kind of got like a Flatliners vibe too. I remember thinking it kind of sounds like Flatliners, and I can see how this maybe Flatliners borrowed off of this in a way.
Great point, Turberville, my brother. Yeah, it does remind me of that. And I always think that's Creepshow too, but it's fucking the Twilight Zone movie. Sorry. You know what I'm talking about? Dan Aykroyd in the Twilight Zone movie. There's like the wraparound story where he's driving his car.
His face or whatever.
Yeah.
Is he something scary?
Yeah, that would. If I was a kid watching that would have fucked me.
Oh, that fucked me up as a kid, yeah, bro. I think, to be honest, I was terrified of planes for the longest time.
I remember the planes one, but I never saw the Aykroyd one as a kid. I remember the planes.
That was like him and Albert Brooks, wasn't it? Albert Brooks was like the hitchhiker passenger or some shit, and Dan Aykroyd.
You're talking about the actual Twilight Zone series, right?
Yeah, the movie.
Okay. Shit, I don't.
Well, I'm talking about like the OG and the. I think they redid the plane one in that '90s reboot or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Aykroyd was in. Yeah.
Oh, this is something random I wanted to say. They are putting, I guess, for the first time streaming anywhere, the Tales from the Crypt is coming to Shudder. The OG series Tales from the Crypt. I didn't know it had never streamed anywhere, so that's really interesting. Let that be out there.
Shudder's really gaining some momentum here.
For sure, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It just says they took it off my TV. They're like, I got an email saying if you have a Samsung television older than 2018, you won't be able to watch Shudder on it anymore. I'm like, honey, how old's our TV? She's like 2017. I'm like, fuck, time for a new TV.
Damn. That's crazy.
Boom, baby. This might be the best movie that we do. It's gonna be between. I don't know. It'll be between this Dead Zone and Christine. It'll be a really good debate at the end of this whole thing.
This one's a classic.
And a good poll question, but goddamn, just watch this again. I loved it when it came out, but I just watched it again. It's like this is a banger. This is Link's pick. We'll be doing it next Thursday. We have the Dead Zone the following week, which Robbie's going to join us for. Which is funny because the first show that I ever did on Dylan's Horror Show was the Dead Zone. And it was basically just me and Robbie because Dylan got a migraine. So he was like out of commission the whole time. But bringing it back full circle, doing the Dead Zone Stu's pick next week and then finishing off with Christine. But hell yeah, man, 1408. Trying to think of where it's streaming. You guys got the internet. You'll find it.
Yeah, it's somewhere. A lot of shit is on YouTube if you just type in
that's where I watched this one.
Is it? Man, I always
it's on there for free. Like legit. Yeah.
YouTube, bro. All the free shit is on the rise. Like if you go to like YouTube's free movies, whoever's curating that shit deserves a raise.
Now,
They
is
got
it
a lot of
commercials a lot of times? I mean, not on their like official free
terrible.
movies. You
No,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, there's
'Cause
commercials.
there's
There's
shit people
ads.
just throw up there.
No,
Right?
I
No,
got
yeah,
no,
no.
I got premium, so it's on like YouTube Movies, and you can just stream the whole
Some
thing now.
and sometimes it will be like uploads people have just kind of thrown up there. I think
Yeah,
that,
sometimes yeah.
which
By
isn't
the
terrible.
way, all the sometimes they come back are on Tubi. So back again, and
Hell
then
yeah.
sometimes they
Tubi's
come
never
back
great.
for more, which I think sucks. I don't really remember that one, and it's got like a 2. It's got a really
Is that
low
like the
Rotten
third one?
Tomato score. Yeah, third one. Sometimes they come back for more. But 2's dope, man. We should not wait too long before we do it. But anyway, 1408 next week. Link, you got anything going on between then and now?
Next Monday, Robbie's channel, Hudson Hawk, the Coen brothers.
Okay. I didn't know
So
that was
Bruce
a Coen Brothers movie.
What happened?
Interesting.
What are
I
you
didn't know
doing?
that was a Coen Brothers. Hudson Hawk?
Oh, Bruce Willis?
Hell yeah.
What am I?
No,
No,
bro. I just don't know
no,
things like that.
no, no.
Especially
I'm getting that. I'm
90s
thinking
movies.
of I know he is doing Hudson Hawk, but I'm confusing that with something else.
Oh, you're not doing that next week?
I am doing that. I am doing Hudson Hawk, but that's not good. Thank you for correcting. It's like a Gabriel Byrne movie. I was confused.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Hudson
Directed
Hawk
by Michael Lehman. I always remember that being like a really different Bruce Willis movie.
Isn't
You know what I
Sybil
mean?
Shepherd in that shit too?
I'll take your word for it.
I haven't seen that.
Andy McDowell, James Coburn.
It's like old school, like fucking Tommy gun shit.
Was way off.
30% on Rotten Tomatoes. I remember liking it though. I'm sure it'll be.
I remember thinking it was. I watched this when I was like sometime in high school after like hearing this movie was really bad and I'd seen it. I was like, oh, that's terrible. You know, it probably wasn't the best of Bruce Willis' career, but you know,
especially I just remember when it came out. You're like going from watching Lethal Weapon to this, it being like, oh, okay, it was very different.
Yeah,
very different. But speaking of different, Aiken Insights every Wednesday night. Tell them about it, Stu.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, Dr. Doomsday Club on YouTube and IG. Aiken Insights every Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Me and E talking about our favorite comic book new releases from Marvel, DC, Image, and Indie. So check us out if you are so inclined. But other than that, you can find me here every Thursday night with these fellas.
Love it, brother. Love it. Slasher Fred saying the underrated version, which is unrated version of 1408, has a very dark ending where John Cusack's character dies, and in the theatrical version he survives. Spoiler alert, Fred.
Yeah,
survives
Jesus,
and shows wife proof of their late daughter communicating with him.
20 years old.
Damn, what the fuck did I watch it on then? I'll tell you what, I watched the underrated version. Then thanks, brother, for mentioning that because I have to look into it a little bit better. That's good to know going into this week. Unless you haven't seen the movie, then I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. But you guys in the you guys in the chat, we appreciate you. Slasher, 9-panel, Nutterville. Appreciate you guys. You guys are the shit. I'm scrolling up. Blood Splatter Chatter, Stu, Link.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next week for 1408, baby. That's what I'm talking.
That will be quite enough of that.